Hey, good morning. Welcome to the video. It's Sunday morning in Dublin and it's an interesting type of day, man. Like, it looks sunny right now, right? Beautiful. But it's also sprinkling a little bit. It's been windy, then it's been grey and cloudy, starting to rain a little bit, and then it's stopped. It's typical Irish weather, man. You just can't win. 4 seasons in one day all the time. So today I'm out doing a bit of a scouting run. So one of the things that I struggle with sometimes is when I get all keen to go for a camp and I want to go out, I have a look on all trails or Google Maps and try and find a place where I think would be good to camp, or I do a little bit of research online. Sometimes when I've gotten out there, the campsite that I anticipated it wasn't quite right. It wasn't what I was looking for, and I wasn't able to camp there for the night. If you saw my last video, you'll notice that I actually set myself up to go for a camp. And when I went out to the place which I thought I was going to be able to camp in, which was a recommendation from someone that I saw online, it turns out that that was actually private property and I wasn't too keen to stay on someone's land. So I had to cancel that. So the thing is, when I go out, I don't want to be walking around for hours trying to find another type of camping spot. And so I'm come up to my local woods today and I'm on a bit of a scouting mission. So I'm just going to go through parts of the woods which I haven't been to before. I'm going to scout out some possible campsites for my next couple of camps. And that way, you know, if I'm short for time and I'm able to go out for the night for a camp, I know exactly where I'm going. I know if it's going to be suitable or not, and I'm all set when I get there. So to begin with, I'm just doing the loop. So I'm on the road, which goes around the woods. And just up here a little bit, it's going to turn left and go up to the fairy castle, which I've shown you guys before. And then I'm just going to start cutting through the woods. There's one place I want to check out first, which I was just looking at Google Maps about. So I just want to see if that's flat first, and then I'll just start making my way through the woods to see what I can find. So if you've never been wild camping before and you're kind of wondering what the best places are, like to go camping, there's a couple of things to look out for. These are probably the main things that I would usually be looking out for as well. And so the first is it level? So naturally you're going to be looking for a flat part of land to put your tent on, unless you're doing hammock camping, but even still, being flat, being level is ideally what you're looking for, and that's what I'm kind of scouting around for today. Because if it's not flat and you've got your tent set up and you're trying to sleep in your sleeping bag, you're going to be slipping down the whole way, which I've done before. Like I've slept on like just a very slight decline, and by the end of the night, well, several times the other night, I just ended up slipping down. I'm at the end of my sleeping mat. So that's what I'm looking for to begin with. I'm looking for something flat and level. Now the problem is I'm on a mountain, and so naturally it's a mountain, and it can be quite difficult to find somewhere which is just nicely flat enough for a tent, either my 1-man or my 3-man tent. So that's the first thing I'm looking for. So the second thing I'm looking out for is this. Now, is it dangerous? So if you're sleeping in the woods, you've got to check your surroundings. You've got to have a look at the trees around you. And if it looks something like this, or the trees are old, they don't look very strong. And we call those widow makers. And there's a reason for that. Because you don't want to be asleep in your tent in the middle of the night and have a tree come down on you and potentially kill you, in your sleep when you're alone in the woods. So the second thing to be looking out for, it's the danger situation of the trees, what's around, those type of things, because your safety is always going to be most important when you're out in the woods and you're alone, and you need to make sure that you're as safe as possible. So if the trees look anything like this, then it's not a good place to be camping. So I may have found a spot. I'm just going to go check it out. It's just down there. And now this is the problem. You're going through a forest like this. There's only a few certain places you'll be able to camp when it's on a mountain, right? And so I came down here and I saw this from up there. I was like, oh, that could be flat, but it's not. You get here, it's rocks, it's a walkway. Not that too many people come by in the middle of the night, but it's still not flat. It's still going uphill. So we're gonna go down here and check out this place. I've got a feeling it's not gonna be flat, but it happens a lot. You'll be going through the woods looking for a place to set your tent up and you're like, oh, that looks flat. But when you get to it, it's like, nah, not even close. So we'll see. And so this is what I mean. From up there where I was, it looks flat. But when you come down, this is not flat at all. I mean, it gets slightly flat here, but apart from that, no good. So this is why we go scouting first. Something else to consider when you're looking for a place to camp is its accessibility to water. Now this isn't super important. It's important to have water, but what I mean is that if you're bringing water, got a couple of liters in your pack, that's going to see you through the night. Like, you're going to be fine. But if you want to go a little bit more rustic, a little bit more wild, then finding somewhere close to a water source, like a creek where there's fresh, clean water, relatively fresh, you still need to boil it. That's always something to consider as well, something to think about. Yep. Have a look at this. This could be potentially a good spot. See, look, it's nice and flat. There's a couple of places to put a tent. You got a single or even my two-man tent could go there. There's even like a little bit more up there. The only problem is, and it's not a huge problem, but clearly this isn't a walkway, right? And Dublin's right there. There's suburbs just down the mountain there. There's the pub down the mountain there as well. And so my only thing would be, would any uninvited guests come strolling through here throughout the night? I mean, you just don't know. We're relatively deep in the woods, right? It's not a huge, big, deep woods or anything. And we're really relatively deep in it. So if there are any kids coming up to kind of party up in the woods or anything like that, then I wouldn't want them coming by, but I don't think they'd come up this way. But having said that, if there was someone strolling through the woods in the middle of the night, and this is always my biggest fear, like, it's never happened to me before, but like, you just never know. And so if someone was to come strolling here throughout the night, I really wouldn't want them to see me. I want to be a little bit more stealthy. So that's just something to consider as well. I mean, like I said before, your safety is the most important thing. And for me, when I go camping, I don't want to be seen, all right? I don't want anyone knowing where I am. I want to be as camouflaged as possible and just tucked away somewhere. So being in a walkway like this, like, that wouldn't be the most ideal thing for me. But, you know, if there's nowhere else, yeah, maybe I would. It depends how I'm feeling on the day. Now this is a potential spot. Now it could only fit my one-man tent here, but it's flat enough. It's kind of tucked away enough as well. Might need to move the ground a little bit, but it's a potential spot. And so the only drawbacks I can see is, yeah, it's not 100% flat. So I might need to put a couple of things down to kind of lift up my feet or something like that. But that's not too bad. I can't see myself slipping anywhere on this one. It's right next to like a walking path just there. So the chances of people walking past, I wouldn't say high, but if anyone's going to walk past, they're going to potentially walk up through here. It's not a very popular walking track here. And they could potentially walk in. But the chance of someone actually walking past and walking in this specific place, this way, pretty slim, because there's other ways you can walk in down there. And if you have a look down here, it's just nicely tucked away. So no one, even if someone walked down the track there, they wouldn't be able to see me up here. So I've marked that on Google Maps and saved that one for later. You know what? I figure while I'm here, I'm going to sit down and make a coffee. Now this place can work. So there's a couple of places which have just come through. So I've walked just through the woods here. And the cool thing about this is we're still on the mountain, so there's not many places to camp. However, this here is an old road, clearly grown over now. But because it's been leveled out already, there's a lot of nice flat level places. Now, I had a look over there just past this dead tree. There's a good spot there, but like I said before, part of what I want to do when I go camping is just be as stealthy as possible. Just get away from any potential people walking past me in the middle of the night or at any stage, really. I just want to be alone, I want to be by myself, and I just don't want anyone knowing where I am. And so over there would work. Here, under this, looks very cool because there's added protection, because if any trees fall, there's some protection there from the other trees already. But a little bit further down, so here is good as well. But I think over here would be the winner. And the reason for that is because it's just far enough away as well from other people. Yeah, we'll just go under this. It's just far enough away. And I think it's not as level down here actually. But we can get away with it. You can get away with it just here. But it's just a little bit further down. So if anyone happened to come up, then they probably wouldn't venture this far. Now I did see some signs of an old fire there. It obviously wasn't any time recent, but if anyone came up, they'd probably stop around there. Going further in here, it's getting rougher. So it'd be, I can't imagine people would venture further than that. But this is definitely a good potential for next time. We'll see. And so now I'm back at my place where I usually come to camp in these woods, which I remember it being a little bit flatter than last time. It seems to be getting bumpier and bumpier every time I come back. So I'm going to head off pretty soon. But this has been a successful hike today because I've come up with 2 extra places where I can camp next time. I've always got my go-to, which is this place just here. It's certainly not an exhaustive tour of the forest here, but it's been enough to give me a couple of ideas and a couple of spots for next time. And I think next time I'll come up and do a scouting mission, I'm going to go past this area and keep going beyond in the forest there, because there's a whole section of woods down there which I can check out. I think it's going to be pretty much the same, because it's not a great place to be camping unless you've got a hammock. If it's tent camping, it's not going to be nearly as good because there's just not enough level and flat ground. And so next time I do a scouting mission, it'll be through here, but I think the next time after that will be a scouting mission to different forests and different woods, places down by creeks where it's a little bit flatter at the base of a hill, those type of things. And guys, look, thank you so much for checking out the video. I always appreciate it. If you want to help me out further, hit that like and subscribe button. It helps me grow the channel and ideally do more of these walks and share my experiences with you. Guys, thanks again. Have a great weekend. Take it easy.